Hey, we're
And we're
back.
back.
We're doing our little nerd talk. We're two-parter. Do one. It's our Mount Rushmore of superheroes, comic book superheroes,
He
more or
said
less.
comic book. That's what I went off of.
And then we also have, we'll do like a little nerd talk. We mentioned it last week. Spartacus versus Leonidas. We'll start with your top. You basically your top four super. If you had a Mount Rushmore, now for those who don't understand, Mount Rushmore is what we pick. Is the four iconic, maybe for the same reasons, maybe for their own reasons, but four iconic for certain reasons characters. And mine, I'm still not 100% sold on my own, so I'm curious to see yours.
I went with those characters that had the biggest impact on my life.
Okay.
Number one being Evil Ernie, which was by Chaos Comics back in the 90s. For those of you who don't remember them, fantastic group. They're the same people that did Purgatory, Lady Death, Chastity, Cremator, all that stuff. Beautiful work, all about a misguided youth who pretty much fell in the hands of what he thought was a damsel in distress, but she ended up saving him, and pretty much she was banished to hell and could not return to Earth until all life on Earth was extinguished. So Ernie set out on a mission to kill everyone on the planet Earth simply for love. And God bless him, I absolutely love the character. Polito, Jensen, and Hughes did a fantastic job on the comics throughout the years. Absolutely enjoyed it, loved it. Actually, was really good friends with Brian Polito and his wife for a time.
You know, so list all yours in a row. You want to go back and forth?
I'm just gonna go with it. So that's the reason Ernie's on mine, and it really did shape me that you can accomplish. And as sick as it sounds, it really taught me you can accomplish anything you set your mind to as long as you want it bad enough. And that was a lesson I learned from it. I actually ended up writing a paper about that for a class in college that I got the best score I ever got on a paper ever in my life. So I'm pretty proud of that, especially the material I used to write it. But whatever. After that, Captain America. Gotta love my boy in red, white, and blue. Frozen for X amount of years, depending on, what continuity you follow.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter what, he started in World War II, and that's just where it was. He was part of the greatest generation. Then he brought a little bit of that to now, and absolutely love that aspect of the character. That despite what's going on around him and who he surrounds himself with, he's still that greatest generation that wants to do the best he can and doesn't want to be limited by anybody in doing the best he can. And I love that aspect of Captain America. So he's on my board. Number three is Optimus Prime, who was in the Marvel Comics, then IDW, then DreamWorks, then whoever owns the damn property now. I can't even keep track because it got too expensive to collect comics. The embodiment of pretty much your Western hero. I've got upright morals. I'm going to stand the line, not going to go against it. I'm going to do what's right. His tagline is freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Gotta love that. And, well, shit, kids. If you can't make it out, we're surrounded by Optimus Prime. And last but not least, and probably my single favorite comic character of all time, is Deadpool. Absolutely love Deadpool. Breaking the fourth wall was brilliant in his writing because they realized that he was going to be over the top and nitpicked apart from the beget. So they're just like, screw it, let him. Let's just go completely off the wall with the character. And they have done a fantastic job. I have yet to read a Deadpool comic that I don't like. And if you haven't been able to tell from the last year of bullshit on this podcast, pretty psyched about the Deadpool movie coming out February 12th. So, there's my Mount Rushmore. Kind of eclectic, but what do you do? I got two superheroes, one anti-hero, and probably one villain.
Probably one villain.
Well, even Ernie would definitely be considered a villain by most of the populace, considering he wants to annihilate the entire planet.
I probably just specified it's superheroes, but that's fine.
Yeah, whatever. He's a hero to me.
Okay, I'll save the best for last, so I'll just start with one of my recent favorites lately, and I had to at least put one woman on the list. Can't have a Mount Rushmore without a woman on the list. And I was gonna say Wonder Woman, but we haven't had enough Wonder Woman to really appreciate Wonder yet.
In the comics, you have.
Yeah, but not like as it transfers to like screen or whatever.
Eh.
So I went with Hit Girl. She's got an edge to her. She's badass.
She's 16.
She's foul mouth. Chloe, what's her name, is really freaking awesome. Is that her name, Chloe?
Chloe Moretz.
Yeah. She's badass. The character itself, I'm sure it's a lot more badass in the comic book. I haven't read the
graphic novel.
Yeah.
Far worse. Better, depending on how.
So, to be fair, Wonder Woman, it was close between her and one. I thought about maybe Catwoman, but I didn't want to go all DC. I didn't want to go all Batman. So that's why.
Really?
What?
Really?
No, I didn't. I wanted to branch it. You have to have one. What is your, like? If I were to say what's your most iconic character from DC, you might say Superman. You might say Batman. I just like one from this. Something from each type. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what I was going for here. Hit Girl isn't Marvel or DC. I don't remember what's the comic book called. Something like that.
No, not Dreamwave.
It's not
Dark
DC.
Horse.
It's not DC or
Dark Horse is a subsidiary of DC.
so, but it's still different. So
yeah, I know where
it's not strictly DC property. So, so that's why I went with that, and I could probably throw like the whole comic book of Kick-Ass in there. But my idea in this was you gotta have something different. Example: if you were to like make a top or a Mount Rushmore basketball, you wouldn't have all guards in there. You'd have a center. You'd have a power forward. So that's why I thought about it.
Well, I would tell you right now that the Globetrotter just died.
Did he? One of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shit. I can't remember.
Curly?
No. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The second one, this is from Marvel, is Spider-Man. Captain America was close. I was going to go Captain America, but I don't know. Spider-Man is a little more iconic to what the type of comics that come out of Marvel. Mutation. Something happens. That struggle between it's a choice for me to do it, not my obligation. Choose to do it. Something happened to me that I didn't want. See, Captain America wanted it. He didn't. He wanted it. He chooses to keep doing it. I'm not saying he's doing it against his will or whatever.
You're looking at it differently than I did. I just went with my favorites.
I'll take Captain America, but I just went with one that, I don't know. I think he embodies what Marvel is about.
I'll give you that.
That's what I'm saying. It's about something happens to you. How do you handle it?
He earned his right on the shelf, standing right beside Cyclops being a douchebag.
Yep. So that's the way I see that is how something happens to you. How do you handle it? And why does that make you a good superhero?
Notice I have Apocalypse about ready to fucking kill him.
Yeah. So Galactus, right behind him. Galactus. So that's why he's like my number 2 on the list. It'd probably change if I just was more in touch with the Marvel universe. I probably know a little more.
Okay.
Like Silver Surfer is one of my favorites that's like obscure, but I think he's a little different than most. So
I like him, but
it was down for me to get one from Marvel. That was my decision: was to get one from Marvel, one from DC, one from anime, and one from some obscure comic.
Okay.
So that's why I went with Spider-Man. It was between me and him and Captain America. So
Manja, not anime.
Whatever.
If you're talking about the books, you're talking about Manja.
Okay, this one is a comic book. Goku.
Manja.
Okay, Manja. Goku he's the basic embodiment of putting a goal in front of you, working to overcome it, and that's just what his character always does. Has a goal in front of him, he works hard, and what's supposed to be an unbeatable task, and he always finds a way to overcome it. That's who he is. And as a kid, I really enjoyed watching that out of the Dragon Ball series. No matter what you put in front of Goku, he was always able to just rise to the occasion, always get stronger.
Including Majin Buu like 13 times.
Yeah. And it had and even though the character is borderline like he's illiterate, but he's borderline like retarded when it comes to like actual intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can't even get his license in the show, but it shows that you don't have to be intelligent. Like my favorite character is the embodiment of everything that is humanity.
Yeah.
You'll see that in a minute. But Goku just took what he had and did the best he could with it. He knows he's not intelligent. He never tries to enhance it. He knows he's a fighter. He knows that in his blood is Saiyan, and that's what he does. The more he fights, the more he even loses, the stronger he gets, and that's the Saiyan race. That's their MO, and that's what he embodies. And it's the residual effect of everyone around him too. Vegeta is like starts off as one of the most evil characters in the galaxy, and his impact on Vegeta turns him into this good guy.
Yeah.
Is a dad, a parent. You know, he sacrifices himself to save his son and Goku's son's life in the Buu series.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't know. He just has that effect on people. Krillin is like the biggest pussy in the world, but he is one of the strongest human beings. Why? Because of his friendship with Goku. Goku has pushed him even to a place where he knows that he's never going to win. He's never gonna win. Krillin will never win the battles that Goku wins, but he still goes anyway.
Yeah.
And he's always pushed him to that limit. So, and the number one on my list, which should be on the Mount Rushmore, if they were to make one of the entire world, which we might actually just make one, if we were to pick of the ones that are iconic, of the most iconic, not just in our opinions, but in general, Batman. Batman is the best in DC that DC has to offer. He has more depth to his character, more layers to him than any other character. Like I think some characters just overpower, like Superman. I did think about putting Superman on the list because he is a great superhero, but I just think Batman does him so much more with so much less compared to any other character in the DC universe.
I'll give you that.
Superman's got unlimited everything, but yet there's always a comic book where he struggles to win the fight. Makes no sense to me. He has unlimited strength.
Yeah.
He has unlimited this, unlimited. It never makes sense to me. Like it's almost inevitable why you write the comic. Just, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It does, but I'm not gonna argue with you. I know better.
That's all I'm saying. He just always is going to win. So I mean, it's just like Batman figures out how to win. Sometimes he doesn't always win. Sometimes he gets his ass kicked. Bane,
mm-hmm.
Deathstroke beats his ass a couple times. Killer Croc beats his ass a few times.
But he learns from his mistakes.
Learns, yeah. And he is the peak of human excellence, physically, mentally, spiritually. I don't know, what other layers are there really?
That's pretty much it.
He's athletically, because you can be athletic and not strong. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Just what you can max out as a human, intellectually, figuring things out, knowing things, intelligence, everything. He's maxed all that out. And I always get grief from people I know that say, "Oh, Batman's not a real superhero." Really? That's your opinion. That's fine. But for someone who's not, quote, a superhero, he does a very good job of taking down people who are superheroes.
Well,
for being a human.
In their defense, their argument has to do with everything that they consider a superhero is either a mutant or an alien, or given some sort of drug,
or
down the line.
Ring.
Well, yeah, but down the line, there's something. Batman is just. I mean, I could see the argument that he's not a superhero. He's just a really badass motherfucker. He's just a severely badass motherfucker. Like, he's got a badass case of motherfucker, and he can't get it out of his system. There ain't no cure for that.
I mean,
I think that's more of a compliment than it is anything else. I could call him, I could fold him in and be like, "Oh, he's a superhero." "Oh, you mean like Spider-Man or Superman?" No. He ain't even like that. Just saying he's a badass because he's just a man is a bigger compliment to him than it is to fold him into the, like what you just said, your Mount Rushmore of quote-unquote superheroes. Well, then you expect him to be like what is his thing? Like, Eborn, he's undead. Captain America got the super serum. Optimus Prime's a giant fucking robot. And Deadpool, well, he has unlimited regeneration.
Would you say the Allspark would be for, or is that even?
The Allspark's their life force. It just
Your
is
life
like our
force,
soul.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but you know what I mean? I think that's more of a compliment because James actually did. He was like, when we were out on the deck smoking on Saturday or Sunday, he was like, well, I just like to get over JD's notes because I like to say that Batman's not a real superhero. And I'm like, well, technically you're right because he's just a badass. He's just Billy badass. Like, he is the epitome of being a badass.
Yeah.
Like, Superman? Oh, yeah, I kicked his ass. Oh, Deathstroke? Yeah, he went down too. Azrael? Off the belt. Bane? Yeah, I came back and got that one. Killer Croc? Yeah, I came back and got that one. Poker? Penguin? Blah, 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 on down the line.
Joker? He said Poker.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
But he's gone down the line and literally kicked superhumans and normal humans' asses. Hyper intelligent people's asses. Lex Luthor, he's beat.
He says he's not a superhero because he doesn't have superpowers. I'm like, that's not what makes someone a superhero.
I just rather not put Batman in the mix and call him a superhero.
Well,
I'd rather
I do
just
think
think
he
of
has
him
a
as
power.
the epitome of human condition.
I think he has a power. I think, and we've gone over this before because that's like, I'll go into it real quick.
We have 7 minutes.
Baby. Basically, his superpower is this: if he fights you and he loses, you'll never beat him again using the same strategy. He's mentally is able to find a tactic to win any battle. No matter who he's facing, whether it's Superman, whether it's just a normal dude who just happened to be maybe like Bane, he's happened to be a better fighter. He beat Bane without the mechanical bat suit. He found a way to do that, and Bane's trained just as good as him and is stronger.
Well, you can argue till you're blue in the face, but I was actually trying to give the dude a compliment.
I know. It's a compliment.
I'm
just saying there's arguments that he actually does have a superpower. That's a superpower. So if you fight him in one way, you'll never do that again. He learns from that, and he's super intelligent in that regard that he never loses a fight in the same way twice. That's why the Joker is the perfect villain, because he's so unpredictable. He never does anything conventional. So,
judging by my alarm clock, we have the top 10. We're not going to get to the other discussion.
Damn it, I really want to get to that.
I know you did, but the alarm clock is the alarm clock.
Can you say my point of view? Take 5 minutes on it.
You're going to take 5 minutes, but I'm going to have to go get the boy and start dinner.
Okay.
You're going to do it without me.
I'll do it as fast as I can. Okay. My opinion on that fight. In that fight, we didn't know this last week, Spartacus has between 100 and 150,000 men. Leonidas has the largest army ever amassed by Sparta was 45,000 when he tried to take Sicily. So, give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say one has 40,000, one has 100,000. Okay? Leonidas, they have one basic tactic of fighting. Hunker down behind your shield, cover the guy to your left, charge forward with spears, and just bash and stab. Bash and stab. It doesn't move very well to the left or the right. Just move straight forward. Okay? So that's one battle tactic they have. They have no range on their attacks. Granted, they are very heavily armored. They have one of the greatest shields ever made in the Hopline shield.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
So it pretty much covers their entire body from missile attacks. But if you have both attack up close and missile attacks, you can't cover both. So, they have one way of fighting, and if you're fighting in an open field, you're kind of screwed when you're using only the hopline fighting, because you have nothing to protect your flanks.
I can't do it.
Okay.
Carry on.
Oh, darn it. Okay. So we're just done?
Carry on. I had nothing really. I didn't study for the argument.
Okay. We'll just skip through this, and we'll probably do our top 10. All right? See you.